Racing to the 2021 Kentucky Derby, and it's time for another prospect update. The last time out, we took a look at exciting maiden winner in Life is Good, trained by Bob Baffert. You can watch that video at the link above. But today we're going to talk about the most likely juvenile champion, and they'll be announcing the Eclipse Awards in January, and that most likely is going to be Essential Quality. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, that was a Grade 1. He won the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland. Both those races ended up being at Keeneland, so he's 2 for 2 at the Keeneland racetrack. But his impressive maiden victory for trainer Brad Cox kind of got the wheels turning. 6 furlongs and then back-to-back races at 1 1/16. What we've seen in all 3 starts is that he's shown a little bit of versatility. He has enough speed to kind of get position at that second and third call in a route race, but even in a sprint race, he still made his move approaching the turn at the top of the stretch, which is always paramount because in the most recent years of the Kentucky Derby and in a lot of the prep races at 1 1/8 and 1 1/16 over the summer, that tactical speed is very important. Now, the pedigree is really good. This is a Godolphin homebred by Tappet. Now, Tappet has never sired a Kentucky Derby winner. He's been one of the most expensive stallions for the last 6 or 7 years. And basically right now, him and Into Mischief are the top of the heap for in terms of sire fees. And interesting where Essential Quality may prep on his 3-year-old campaign, because Brad Cox traditionally brings his horses down to the fairgrounds, and that's where he's initially going to winter at in New Orleans. But a lot of times Brad Cox will bring a few horses over to Gulfstream. He will bring them up to Oaklawn Park. Now, Oaklawn Park has that rich series of stakes races for 3-year-olds, and they really want to try to attract the best of the best. But they have a shorter stretch, and the longer preps are at the fairgrounds. You've got the Risen Star at 1 1/8. You've got the Louisiana Derby at 1 3/16, versus you've got the shorter preps at Oaklawn and the shorter stretch. So it kind of gives you some options, but I do think horses' running styles will play into the decision making where they run their preps and where they choose to run their final prep. Now, Brad Cox has got a couple of other contenders, so he's going to have to juggle them anyways. And then you always have to be cognizant of the shippers coming in from out west, and even sometimes from New York and the East Coast base. Some of the horses will come in to Oaklawn Park for some of those preps. It seems like the Florida, Tampa Bay, and Gulfstream preps kind of just stick to their own little island there, with horses that normally race during the summer in New York. They stable down in the winter at Gulfstream, and then you have a few of the Kentucky Midwest shippers down at Gulfstream. But Essential Quality, you know, being bet in he's basically the future book favorite for the Kentucky Derby at 8-1 odds, 10-1 odds, either offshore or at William Hill. And we're taping this during the round 1 of the pool of the Kentucky Derby future wager, and he's taken some of that early money at 7 or 8-1. It looks like he's going to be going off at in pool number 1, although early on Life is Good got some money. So those two are going to kind of be the pro winter book favorites, but Elusive Quality definitely going to be the Eclipse champion for 2020. You know, with 3 prep races, he's got an option to go 2 preps or 3 preps, getting ready for the Kentucky Derby. So it'll be interesting to see on that. You know, the recent trend seems to be 2 preps, but if he runs in the Louisiana Derby, that's only 1 prep to get ready for 1 3/16. And I'm not a big fan of that Louisiana Derby switching to 1 3/16. I think that's just going to kind of burn out horses anyways. Last year, the winner never raced after that race. Now, granted, 2020 was kind of a weird year in terms of the horse racing schedule. But again, I just think that's a pretty demanding distance to try to be ready for the last week in March, first week in April, when you're trying to get ready for that 1 1/4 effort the first Saturday in May. So Elusive Quality, what do you think of him as a Kentucky Derby contender? Do you think Tappet can ever get a Kentucky Derby winner? Leave a comment below, hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications as we continue to bring you more Kentucky Derby 2021 prospects.